The world of business, investment, and capital. You've probably heard of all these terms, but you probably just don't care. They're just all boring business terms. Who cares about them? But within each of these words, there's a story. There's a lot of weird and strange goofiness that goes on in the world of business that we, people who are just the consumers who just purchase things, we don't really see them. However, today I decided to take a look, and trust me, some of this stuff is pretty goofy. So I'm just going to provide you with this first example, and I think this will really provide you with a taste of how goofy all this is. So let's get into the first deal. So have you ever heard of AOL? If you're under the age of 200, you've probably never heard these guys in your entire life. However, do you know in 2000, these guys bought out Time Warner, the people who own HBO, Warner Bros., Cartoon Network, CNN, and many other brand shows and movies you've probably heard of, for about $180 billion, or in today's money, about $280 billion. That's right, a company you're probably hearing about for the first time ever spent $90 billion more than Elon Musk's entire net wealth, or in other terms, $250 billion for a movie studio. Now, the story gets crazier from here, because less than 3 years later, AOL got rid of Time Warner because they had a massive loss of a total of $200 billion. And that's why you've never heard of AOL today, because they fell off the face of the planet. Like, they had the hardest fall off I've ever seen. And now today they're just some weird search engine I'm pretty sure no one uses, and it's probably owned by Yahoo. The whole AOL Time Warner incident is commonly cited as the biggest disaster in business history, right alongside the Great Recession in the state of Ohio. You see, AOL before was this huge company. They were basically the main internet provider in America. Like, they literally named themselves America Online. You knew they were about to dominate the industry with that kind of name. And now in 2022, no one knows or remembers what AOL is. So yeah, that is kind of a depressing fall off. I don't even know how you lose $200 billion after spending $200 billion. That is just the biggest L I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, let's just move on to the next video, because things kind of progress on. Rip Bozo AOL, I guess. Anyway, so you might be thinking that was actually the biggest deal in history. However, it turns out it actually wasn't. Because the biggest deal in history was between a bunch of random Chinese governmental companies. So it won't really be kind of us, because who actually cares about this? Anyway, the biggest deal besides that was actually in the same year of 2000. And it was between two random companies you never heard of. Vodafone bought out Manning.
What?
For $184 billion. Only $1 more billion than the Time Warner buyout. And you've probably never heard of these companies in your entire life.
Huh?
So let me tell you what exactly happened here. Alright, so Vodafone and Manningsman. Vodafone is a British cellular phone company, and Manningsman is an industrial and engineering equipment company. And for some reason, both these companies have really goofy names. I don't know why they have these goofy names, but that's kind of besides the point. Anyway, basically, the phone company bought out the industrial company, and that's like kind of weird, because that's like two completely unrelated industries. That would be like if McDonald's bought out Wackiest. Anyway, they bought the company, and then they got hit with approximately 3 billion lawsuits. Even though they were approved to buy the company, but it basically involves some weird, boring financial shenanigans, so I won't be really talking about those. Anyway,
What?
I won't even try to pronounce that, actually. Let's just say the German federal courts in the end basically settled the issues between everyone, and everything was solved. I actually don't know, because based on the Wikipedia article, I couldn't actually read it. It was like way too overcomplicated. So I just made up that ending. I actually don't even know if that's true. Anyway, apparently after the takeover, Vodafone was told not to replace the Manningsman brand with their own, because apparently that was like one of the promises they had to do during the lawsuit. And then afterwards they agreed to that. And then a few months later, they were like, nah, fuck you. So then afterwards they altered the deal and changed the branding anyway. Wow, what Chad, bro. Okay, so that right there wasn't actually that bad. You might have been expecting a little bit more tomfoolery. However, You might want to know what Mania's Man was doing back in the 1940s. You see, Mania's Man is a German company.
I don't like where this is going.
And it turns out during the Second World War, the Mania's Man CEO implemented slave labor at the company and was also a Nazi. However, after the war, he got only 4 months in prison for, implementing slave labor and being a Nazi. Anyway, he was released back into the public after only 4 months, and then he continued to be the CEO until 1966. He continued to be CEO for 21 more years, and then he retired. What in the actual fuck?
Stop!
No.
Anyway, let's move on to the next weird deal, and let's see what else this journey takes us on. Alright, so this is the last one I want to talk about. So have you ever eaten Heinz ketchup? Or have you ever had Kraft mac and cheese? Well, guess what? These companies had a merger where Kraft bought Heinz, and it was worth over $100 billion.
What?
Yeah, the company that makes artificial cheese and the company that makes sugary ketchup are worth more than all of Fox or all of Activision Blizzard. Yeah, Kraft spent more money on ketchup than Disney spent to create a global media empire. Now the funny thing is that for some reason this company had received a subpoena from the federal government because of some shady shit they did, which means that the government can investigate them. And this really confuses me because that's a company which makes cheese and ketchup do sketchy stuff. Like, I don't even know how you achieve that. But anyway, they lost about like $12 billion afterwards, so I don't even know if they fully recovered financially from any of their tomfoolery or whatever, but I just want to point that out. It's kind of weird. Alright, so I know this video is ending on a little bit of an anticlimactic note, but I just really know how to end it, so yeah. If you guys have any good suggestions for future vids, or maybe even future stupid deals or stupid tomfoolery, then let me know. If you really enjoyed the video, make sure to like and comment and subscribe, because it really does help out the channel. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Alright, see ya, peace, goodbye.